What is up? Tasty here, and thank you for joining me for a jam-packed random gaming news, where today we're going to be taking a look at just a couple of quick mentions, then we're going to go over some of the Game Award news and some of the announcements that came from that. Then we'll get into Tasty's Pick of the Week towards the end of the video. Make sure that you are checking out the links in the description, because one of them is to my Twitter account, and I'm doing a giveaway over there today. It'll end about a couple hours after this video goes live for Dead by Daylight and some of the DLC on there, so you don't want to miss out on that, and it's a pretty easy way to get the game. You just have to say what you enjoyed about the Game Awards last night over there on the actual tweet. I'll leave a link down in the description. Make sure you're checking out the other YouTuber that's down there as well. I find them interesting. I think you might as well here for us. Share the video. That does help out the channel the most. Hit the like button if you guys did enjoy it. Remember to subscribe and turn on the bell icon so that way you can be notified of when I make my next video. And let's go ahead and start the show. First up for the quick mentions is going to be Baby Yoda, and that's right, if I can ever have a time to talk about Baby Yoda, I'm going to go ahead and take that time, because Baby Yoda is the shit, and Maxis has actually given us a reason to talk about it today, because they're the developers of Sims 4, and they actually put a child statue in Sims 4, and the child statue caption actually reads that this is a replica inspired by the live-action series from Disney Plus, The Mandalorian, and if you look over on their Twitter page at SimVIP, you can actually see a picture of the Baby Yoda statue. It's pretty awesome. I'm glad that people are adding it into their game, and I love talking about Baby Yoda. Next up is we have PewDiePie here. He made an Android app that's exclusively coming out to the Android market, the Play Store that is. And now really that's because Apple seemed to have rejected the game, and Bulbware explained that it's because it had some crude imagery that may have disturbed some of their users, so it kind of just didn't fit the guidelines of the App Store. But PewDiePie and Bulbware are going to talk behind the scenes with Apple and see if they can work something out to make it fit the guidelines of the store to bring it to those iOS users. Last up for the quick mentions is Capcom actually introduced us to one of the new characters for Resident Evil Resistance, which is actually the spin-off for the Resident Evil 3 remake. It's just the multiplayer side of it here. And if you look over on their Twitter page, you can see that actual tweet put out from them of the character, and I actually talked about it last night on my Twitter feed as well. But really it comes down to that Capcom's never shied away from telling dad jokes in their game. They love pulling the punchline on cheesy jokes, and I love listening to them. But they actually made a joke about Jill becoming a sandwich one time when a fellow star member in the first Resident Evil game, Barry Barton, saved her, and here's what he kind of said is like, "Whoa, that was too close." Barry told her, "You almost became a Jill sandwich." Well, it seems they're taking that joke to the next level, and their new character is going to be Martin Sandwich. And on the Twitter page for @RE_Games, or RE_Games, it actually shows a little bit more about the character. It looks like Martin Sandwich is going to be an engineer that can make traps to slow down your enemies. So it's something that's kind of interesting that they're adding different elements to the characters for Resident Evil Resistance and taking those dad jokes to the next level. Now let's take a look at a few of the actual announcements that came from the actual Game Awards last night. I'm not going to be going over all of them. There'll be a link in the description if you guys are interested in that, and we'll talk about a few of the awards, and again, not all of them as well. So first up, if you missed the actual pre-show, you would have actually missed out on a couple of good reveals that happened, and a couple of awards that were given away. First up is the No More Heroes 3 trailer. That was actually pretty cool to see. It was a bait and switch kind of trailer, and these games are always actually pretty funny with great stories and great mechanics to go along with it. And also the award that actually stuck out the most to me was the best fighter of the year, and that actually went to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Great job on that. I really did enjoy that game, playing throughout all the fighter packs that came in with it. But last up, they kind of right before the show started, ended it with Final Fantasy VII and showed us a kind of cool cinematic trailer of the actual game, a little bit of gameplay, but didn't really add any information to the game, just kind of showed the release date again, and that's coming to PS4. So, and the more and more I actually learn about this game, the more and more I actually want to go out and get a PS4 just to play this game. It's one of those games that I used to love as I was a child. And now next up for the big announcements, we have, I'm probably going to butcher this because I didn't really get her name in the game, but Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. There was no release date on it, but it did show us that it is going to go on the Xbox Series X console. That's right, they showed us off a little bit of the Xbox Series X, and it looks pretty cool. It kind of looks like a small form factor PC, if you really do ask myself. And if it is built like a lower to mid-end PC, then that's actually going to be a pretty good price at $500 if that's what they're going to sell those for. Really interested to get some more information on what they're working on that, but it was nice to see that they are actually working on it and have a finished product that they might be shipping out at next holiday season. Next up for the awards, we have Best Art Direction, and that actually went to Control. And I know that Remedy's game Control didn't really sell as well as they'd expect it to, but it was nice to see that they got an award for a game that actually does look pretty well, in my opinion here. And the next game announcement that really stuck out to me was Sons of the Forest, and this seems to be a sequel to The Forest, or at least tied into that universe somehow. And I didn't really get to play The Forest when it came out, but after this trailer, I'm definitely going to be thinking about checking it out. The next game announcement that came out was actually something called Weird West, and it seemed like it was actually in a style of Diablo, some more action RPG, but instead of demons and angels, we got the Wild West here for it. And Perfect World is actually bringing us a new game from the Magic the Gathering universe called Magic the Gathering Legends, and from the cinematic trailer that actually was shown off there, it seemed like it was kind of a real-time strategy type of game, but more on that later. And Green Day was actually there at the award show as well. They put on a hell of a show, and I love listening to some Green Day, but they weren't just there to put on a concert for everybody. They did have their own game announcement as well, and that was that they're making their own music pack for Beat Saber. And it's something that, their new album is coming out, I think, next month or this month or something along those lines, but they did put some of their music from the new album in there, and the pack is out right now, so this will be the only way that you can listen to some of that new music from them. Reggie Fils-Aimé was there at the award show to present the Best Fresh Indies, and he gave a very inspiring speech that hit me right in the chest bone. Really got me going, but he, like I said, was there to present the Best Fresh Indie, and that actually went to Disco Asylum, and that's a game that I'm actually thinking about checking out now since it's gotten a couple awards since last night. But if you guys are wanting to check out any of the other announcements, because we only have a few more left to go over here, check out the links in the description so that way you guys can go and see all of them yourself if you're so inclined to do so. But this next announcement really caught me off guard when I saw it. It really gave me goosebumps when I did see it, because I never thought that we would get another game from Telltale Games. And now I don't know if this is necessarily from them, but it did say their name on the actual title, and that is Wolf Among Us 2. I played Wolf Among Us, the first one, to know until I couldn't play the game anymore because there's nothing else to do. So I really did enjoy that series. It's a fantasy style, realistic New York game. It's hard to explain it, but you should go check it out if you can. And it does look like we are actually finally getting a sequel to the game. The next announcement is a little odd for me that they ended the show with this announcement. I thought that they would give us something a little bit bigger, but they gave us Fast and Furious 8. I don't think that I'm actually going to pick up the game. It didn't really seem that interesting, at least to me, but I'll reserve that judgment for when the actual game comes out to actually, see what other people or reviewers are saying of the game. But the Fast and Furious people were there to actually present the award for the best game of the year, and that game that got their award actually really shocked me. I didn't think that Sekiro Shadows Die Twice was going to get the award, although it is an amazing game and I really do enjoy it, as much of a pain in the ass that it is. It was fun to play through and had a great story and actually looked really good. I felt like they gave something new to something that was already been done, because it's set in feudal Japan with samurais and ninjas and all that kind of stuff. But it was really cool to see that they beat out the games like The Outer World and Death Stranding and got Game of the Year from Software. Great job, guys. Now we're on to Tasty's Pick of the Week, and that's right, I'm going to give you a game that I've actually been playing and enjoying. It came out for PC this week, but I've been enjoying it on my Switch even longer. And that's right, it's Dragon Quest Builders 2, and I went ahead and erased my old file and started over fresh, and I've been enjoying this game quite thoroughly, sitting there, waiting at work to do things. I've been playing the game in my spare time here at home, and it's something that I've been quite enjoying. And if you didn't like Minecraft because it didn't have something to kind of drag you along and give you, little missions and things like that, you would love Dragon Quest Builders 2 because that gives you something to actually kind of work for. And I love learning the recipes and going to the different islands and tricking out my island and doing all that kind of fun stuff there. So it is something you should definitely go and check out if you're interested in crafting type games. It's out on PC in the Switch right now, and you can go and check it out right now. Well, that's our video for today. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I enjoyed making it for you. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys thought about anything that was in the video. And if you are following me over on Twitter and haven't left #follow down there, you might want to do that because I am doing random giveaways over there, and that'll get you entered in for the giveaway of the month. Go ahead and follow me over on Twitter if you're not already, because like I said, I'm doing random giveaways, and one of them is Dead by Daylight with some DLC for it. That's over there on Twitter, so make sure that you are following me because that's going to be up for just a couple of hours after this video goes live. Also, check out the other links because there is a YouTuber down there that I found interesting. I think that you might as well. Share the video to help out this channel the most. Hitting the like button is always an awesome thing to do. Subscribe if you haven't already with the bell icon turned on so you can be notified of when I make my next video. As always, I have been Tasty. This has been Random Gaming News, and have a wonderful fucking gaming night.